went into a bit of research and I realized that the president of Ghana was so worried about this issue even before Ntim wrote to the authorities seeking to meet these agencies. Can I repeat that? Ntim said he tried to meet with the agencies and he wrote to that effect, and when they did not give him any good response, he decided to go public. But the truth is that Rev Ntim Fordjour had already gone out there with the information, gone public with the information, running helter-skelter, destroying the name of his own country before. Reverend Ntim Fordjour lied. Who is Reverend Ntim Fordjour? He's an MP for Asin South. He's a 39-year-old, born in May 1986. He will be 40 this year in May. This is Ntim Fordjour. He's a member of parliament. He has also been an education minister before. In fact, a deputy education minister. My brother, my sister, there was a time he said there was a plane in the country that was packed with cocaine, ready to launder money. Then he mentioned again that another plane joined it. In other words, there were two planes, and Ghanaians started to fret and sweat. It was in the days of John Dramani Mahama. He had just taken over the reins of the nation. Oh God, preparing the unbridled horse into the world of economic buoyancy. This is Reverend Ntim Fordjour. When he said this, many were those who expected that as a minister of God, he must be speaking the truth. And others were also torn between what he said and the reality of what he said. In fact, I remember at the time, the man in charge of communications at the presidency, oh yes, was most annoyed. And he went out busy from one radio station to TV station trying to clarify the situation. The plane was coming from the Gran Canaria. Oh gosh. And according to Reverend Ntim Fordjour, the plane moved from one cocaine point to the next cocaine point. And therefore, there was no other reason that the two planes were in this country except to launder money, cocaine money. In fact, so Ghanaians got angry, but he didn't stop there. He went from one radio station to the other, still talking about this cocaine and destroying the name of the country. We came out vehemently against him. The authorities came vehemently against him as well and went to arrest him. Now, according to what he told us, about 50 people came in to arrest him in an armed robber style because they looked like armed robbers. In fact, they wore heavy beards and some of them were even masqueraded. Remember, I'm choosing my words very carefully. They were masqueraded, not maxed, masqueraded. And he felt that they were not professional enough. But there was one person who he felt was good enough and looked quite professional, who approached him and asked him to allow them to come in and search. But he asked for a search warrant. There was none. Okay, we are here to arrest you. No arrest warrant. And that was when he started making calls and calling his cohorts in the micro minority to come to his support. And we all remember Afenyo Markin and his troop coming in there to put up a cantata dance. And when they came in there, oh gosh, they prevented the authorities from arresting Reverend Ntim Fordjour. My brother, my sister. But he made it clear in our little interview that to arrest an MP, there is a procedure. What is the procedure? You must write to the Speaker of Parliament and the MP will be made available to you. And according to him, the authorities finally did that. He met with the authorities and spoke. When he told us this, we said, okay, if they actually sat with the authorities and spoke, I asked him in that interview, Reverend, why did you have to go play to the gallery? Such a sensitive issue, and you are a national of Ghana. Why did you have to go talk about cocaine and all that? Was there no way you could have spoken with the authorities? Reverend told me point blank, Blakk Rasta, you know what? Before I went public with the information, I tried to meet up with the authorities so that we will sit down and talk. I asked him if there was any proof. He said yes. He wrote a letter and he asked to have these people from the narcotics area, the NIB and so on and so forth, to come together. He gave me a letter. That's the letter. My brother, my sister, Office of the Member of Parliament, Asin South Constituency, April 2, 2025. And he wrote this to the chairman, the Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Interior, the Parliament of Ghana, Accra. He said, this request for joint briefing by National Security, CID Police, that's Police CID, Narcotics Control Commission, and National Investigations Bureau to the Committee on Crucial Security Matters. I write to request for the committee to invite the above stated security agencies under the oversight of the Committee on Defense and Interior to attend upon the committee on the Monday, April 7, 2025 at 11 hours in the committee room of Parliament. Now, the purpose of this proposed meeting is to afford the agencies the opportunity to brief the committee and provide updates on investigations being conducted into high-profile reported incidents of serious and urgent public interest. Now, the security agencies would be expected inter alia to provide updates on investigations specifically conducted into one, the operation conducted by National Security in Sapeyman on February 9, 2025, which uncovered 12 20-foot containers stashed with gold bars and currencies. 2, the high-profile bust of cocaine of 350 million American dollars worth, and another worth 120 million American dollars, which took place in March. And thirdly, the 2 suspicious flights, namely Airmed flight N823AM and Kavok Air Antonov AN12B, which landed at Kotoka International Airport from Gran Canaria on the 20th of March and 12th of March respectively, and same believed to have departed back to Gran Canaria on the 25th of March, and which cargo they carried to and from the country. The committee would also volunteer information that will be useful for the security agencies in the conduct of their investigations into the specific matters under reference. Respectfully requested. Thank you. Regards, Honorable Reverend Ntim Fordjour, Ranking Member, Defense and Interior Committee, MP for Asin South. Dash it away. This is the MP. This was a document he gave to me and said, Blakk Rasta, I tried. And that document, as you saw, was written on the 2nd of April. Now there was a response to that letter. What did the response say? Watch this. And this is from the office of Honorable James Agalaga. And the same day, the 2nd of April, there was a reply. Oh, what swiftness. Same day the letter was written, same day a reply came. And when you read it, open it up so we all can read it, okay? It says, request for joint briefing by National Security, Police CID, Narcotics Control Commission, and National Investigations Bureau to the Committee on Crucial Security Matters. And when you read this, it says that, well, if you have any information, you would have to go to the Narcotics Commission. You are talking about cocaine in some planes and all that. We need you to be able to talk. And this was written in response to what Rev Ntim Fordjour wrote on the same day, the 2nd of April. And is the ranking member, Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Interior, Parliament House, Accra, and says, "Dear Sir," and I read, "I hereby acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 2nd April 2025 in request of the above named subject matter, and wish to respond as follows. 1. In view of the fact that the allegation made by your good self in relation to drug trafficking and money laundering with the involvement of 2 aircrafts, namely Hermed Flight and Kovok Air Antonov, which landed at the Kotoka Airport border on the commission of crime. It is important that you collaborate with the security agencies to expose any wrongdoing and also to safeguard the reputation of our beloved country." Okay? And the letter continues. It continues, my brother, my sister. 2. Subsequently, urgent steps will be taken to invite the agencies listed above and the National Security Coordinator to brief the committee on the outcome of investigations conducted so far in relation to your request when the House reconvenes. Honorable colleague, please accept my warmest regards. Yours faithfully. This was written and signed by James Agalaga. Dash it away. Okay? So this was where we got to, and we asked a very important question because we knew part 2 was going to come. Did he write this letter before he went public with the issue, or he actually went public after the response to his letter did not satisfy him? According to him, the response to his letter did not satisfy him. It was annoying, and he decided that he had to go to the public space and deliver the information. He didn't really care if it will hurt Ghana or not. My brother, my sister, now the facts are here. Come here! Now, I went into a bit of research and I realized that the president of Ghana was so worried about this issue even before Ntim wrote to the authorities seeking to meet these agencies. Can I repeat that? Ntim said he tried to meet with the agencies and he wrote to that effect, and when they did not give him any good response, he decided to go public. But the truth is that Reverend Ntim Fordjour had already gone out there with the information, gone public with the information, running helter-skelter, destroying the name of his own country before it came out that, no, bros, what you are doing is terrible. This is sensitive. Before he wrote that letter. Look at what the president posted. And this was when? April 1, 2025. A whole day before, Reverend Ntim Fordjour wrote his letter, which was responded to by Honorable James Agalaga. It means the president either had the information on the 1st of April or before. And look at what the president wrote. My attention has been drawn to allegations made at a press conference by an honorable member of parliament, Reverend John Ntim Fordjour, regarding 2 suspicious flights arriving at the Kotoka International Airport, suspected to be involved in drug trafficking and money laundering. Government takes all allegations seriously, and to ensure a thorough and transparent investigation, I have directed all relevant investigative agencies, including the Narcotics Control Commission, NACOC, the Police CID, the National Investigations Bureau, and the National Security Coordinator to immediately and fully collaborate with the Honorable Member of Parliament so he provides all necessary information to investigate the allegations and take all action necessary to expose any drug dealing. We will maintain zero tolerance for using Ghana as a transit or final destination for drugs or drug trafficking. The NIB made a high-profile bust of drugs last week with a street value of 350 million. Hold it there. Now, so Ntim Fordjour was actually responding to what the president wrote. Look at the agencies the president mentioned. They were the same agencies Ntim Fordjour wrote in his letter a day after the president posted this. That means he had gone out to the public, destroying the good name of Ghana, calling Ghana a drug trafficking nation, because 2 planes had landed from Gran Canaria, and the 2 planes landed in this country to launder. Such a dirty guy. Can you believe that? And when I spoke with him, he tried to play smart. Oh, I didn't go to the public. I made sure that I stood back. And then when I tried to meet them and they said no, then I now went public. Who are you deceiving when the facts are so clear? Up till now, my brother, my sister, he's not been able to validate anything that he said about the cocaine planes. It came out that they were just medical planes, bringing in some medical supplies or patients or even both. And when cameras went into the planes, not even a scintilla of cocaine, heroin, marijuana, marijuango, whatever you want to call it, was found on the plane. Why are people so much in a hurry to destroy the good name of their nation? Why are people so much in a hurry to win power using all means by hook or crook? We find Reverend Ntim Fordjour very distasteful in this aspect. And as I've always said, he is not deserving of being called an honorable. This is a dishonorable, unreverend guy who should have come out publicly to say, hey, you know what, I was wrong. Whatever I did, whatever allegations, I was wrong. But he's still playing the ostrich. That tells you he's dishonorable. No respect for himself and no respect for the nation. These are the crooks we have in parliament who have no respect for the nation. Look at the good name we have built for a nation. From when we struggled and fought tooth and nail to be able to get independence. This guy is only 39 years old. He might not totally comprehend physically what touched the ground when Rawlings and the rest ruled this country. My brother, my sister. So an okra mouth guy like this could just go to the public and say, oh, there are 2 cocaine planes coming from Gran Canaria, just because they are already feeling the heat of opposition. No wonder one of them the other day said they are praying that the NDC does not succeed so that their party can come back into power. Such people, if Rawlings was still here, their place would be over there. They will be tied to stakes and soldiers will be busily playing with triggers of guns. And bullets will riddle their bodies and journey through their brains, and they will be buried in unmarked shallow graves. That's my way. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power.